Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Out here today with some other brothers, moving some stuff. They needed some things moved, and so we're out here doing that. I don't know, somewhere around 10,000 pounds of cinder blocks and 10, 15 rolls of fencing, a bunch of gates, a bunch of posts, all kinds of stuff. Just doing a lot of work, and Abba decided that us men needed a good bathing, so we've been doing it all in the pouring rain. It just now started to let up right as we were almost done. So anyways, glasses are fogging up. I am making this video just before the big emergency alert. I'm not getting any cell service out here, so I don't know when I'll upload this. Things may have changed by the time I may not even be able to upload it. I mean, according to all the conspiracies, I may not be able to upload this video. We may be all living in the Stone Age after I get to cell service. Seriously though, we don't know what's gonna happen. Depending on, I mean, if nothing happens, we're just gonna move on like we've done all the other times before. If something is happening and I'm able to upload a video, I will later today. I don't really suspect that anything is gonna happen. My wife and I and all the guys in our tribe, we've looked over it, we've discussed it, and we've done everything that we can to make an assessment. And we really don't feel that it's gonna be that big of a deal, but we know that it could be. We could always be wrong. And so here we're out here doing this, and I'm away from home, and something could happen. So what's our plan? Well, we brought our gear with us just in case, because that's what we do. In fact, we bring our gear with us pretty much everywhere we go as a group when we're doing this kind of stuff, because here's what happens. When we're doing work days, and it's not always the same crew, it's, you know, different guys can do it at different times, but when we do, we try to bring gear with us, because when us guys are all congregated together doing a work day away from our homes, well, there's no one at home other than our wives and children. And so they're vulnerable. And if something were to happen while we're gone, well, they're vulnerable. We have plans for that, and we have others that, you know, don't go with. Don't worry, I'm not telling you too many operational security things, but what we do is we make sure we bring our gear with us. So, you know, I made sure I brought a pretty decent bug out bag, fairly robust, you know, all the other accoutrements that you might need if you were bugging out or if you had to walk several miles home, just in case. I'm not saying that, you know, the vehicles wouldn't work for us to get home, but there are a lot of crazy things going on. Maybe I shouldn't say that word on YouTube. That one slipped out. I don't think YouTube likes us saying that word. It used to be pretty common. But anyways, a lot of crazy things going on. There's been some earthquake swarms in the last 24 hours over in Yellowstone. Of course, yesterday with the House booting the Speaker of the House out. Yesterday, Russia did a nuclear attack mobilization drill. And then, of course, today, FEMA's emergency alert test. So we always have to be prepared. That's the point. It's not that I'm telling you something is on the verge of happening in the next few hours. Although by the time I'm able to probably upload this video, we'll know for sure or not. But we should always be ready. We should always carry stuff with us, not just your EDC. You should always have a get-home bag, some type of bag that you can carry with you that will at least get you home, and you should have a plan. Whenever my wife and I are separated for lengths of time and long distance, we have a plan. If it's just simply going to the grocery store, running into town, because running into town for us is a 30-minute drive one way, and that's the closest. You know, if we go to a bigger city, it's an hour away. So we have a plan if we're not going together. How am I going to get home? How's she going to get home? Where would we meet? We talk about these things. And we may not talk about them every time, because there's certain places we go to that we just know the drill. We know that, you know, if she goes to a particular grocery store in a particular town, we already know approximately how long it would take for her to get home or me to come get her. We already have an idea of where we would rendezvous at. So we don't go over that kind of stuff every time. But something like this, we would. We've also, you know, have plans of, you know, I explained to her, I look at, you know, how far away it is. Man, these glasses. How far away I'm going, and I give her a general assessment of, I can make it back in 3 days. We're talking if I'm an hour or two away and drive, that could be 2 to 3 days walk, or more. I should be back in 3 days if I have to walk it. And if something goes wrong, at the very latest 7 days. If I'm not back in 7 days, this part of the plan kicks in. A lot of this I'm just kind of making up on the fly, but it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff that you should already be planning and have in your preparedness plan. When I talk about preparedness plans, this is what I'm talking about. If you have older children that go off to school or that have jobs and that drive, you should have plans with them like this. If they have a job that they go to, what happens if something happens while they're at work? Do you have a plan to get them home? If you can't drive your vehicle, where you're going to go to, how you're going to walk there, what routes are you going to use? Are you going to meet them at some certain point? Do you have radio communications? Do they have some type of get-home bag? You don't need to have everything with you, but a change of socks if it's getting this time of the year where it could get chilly at night. A decent little jacket, flannel, thick flannel or wool or something like that, a rain poncho, a little bit of food, probably just some emergency food snacks for 2 to 3 days to give you some energy, half gallon to a gallon of water, some fire starting stuff, knife, basic little first aid kit, and a basic little survival kit is mostly what you're going to need. And then, of course, you should probably have at least at the minimum a sidearm and 20, 30 to 50 rounds of ammo. 20 is on the really low side, probably at least 50 rounds of ammo. That's kind of minimal stuff that you should probably carry with you. Compass, map, things like that. I know I'm probably leaving a couple of things. I'm just doing this on the fly. But you get the idea, right? Everyone should have that, should have decent shoes, if for you women or you men that may work in offices and you have office shoes or, little slip-on flats or sandals or high heels, you should make sure that you have decent quality walking shoes. They can be just normal tennis shoes, walking shoes, but as you can tell out here where I live, you probably want a somewhat decent hiking boot, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, okay? I'm not saying that you should just buy a junk one, but if you can find, because these are emergency, if you can find a decently comfortable hiking boot, even at Walmart or something like that, they're not going to last that long. But will they last long enough to get you home? Most likely. Most likely. Boots like that, they may only last 6 months, but you're not wearing them 6 months. You're just trying to get home. Maybe you're 10, 15, 20, 40 miles away, whatever. Can it last that long? Probably. It'll probably last that long. So to just have basically some throwaway boots to get you home is not a bad deal. Have this stuff planned out. If you can have a truck gun, a rifle or something like that hidden away, that's not a bad deal. Also, it wouldn't hurt to have kind of a duffel bag over the shoulder sling that you can put it in so that you're not exposing that rifle unless things are really bad, because you don't want to be walking down the road with an exposed rifle immediately. Depending on where you're at some point you certainly want to have that rifle and pistol at the ready, but probably in the initial time period, maybe not. Think about these things, and like I've said for the last 2 days, this October 4th thing, whether it happens or not here in about 30 minutes, use this day as a drill, as a test to go over, if nothing else, to just reevaluate your plans. If you're able to actually do some real physical drills, that would be good also. What we're doing today, it's a work day, but it's also a drill day, because we did a drill by making sure we had the gear to bring with us and make plans if something happens of how to get home. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about that we should be doing, and not just, keep all this in our heads. Talk with our wives, talk with our family members, husbands, whatever, and have a solid plan, and within your tribe, so that if something happens, what you're going to do to get home. I mean, you got to have these kind of plans, because nothing may happen today, but something down the road may happen, and it may not be apocalyptic end of the world. It could be that your truck or your car breaks down out in the middle of nowhere, no cell service, and you got to walk for miles. Making sure that you have the stuff with you is important, and it's one of the better things that you can do as a prepper. and as a tribe by going over these plans. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. And we'll see here probably in a few hours if things go crazy. I mean, I'm out here with no cell service, so the world could possibly end and I wouldn't even know it. All right, thank you all for watching. Catch you in the next video. Folks, we are living in uncertain times where chaos seems to be around every corner. With wars and rumors of wars, economic collapse, pandemics, and more, we should strive daily to become more prepared mentally, physically, and of course spiritually. Please check out My Patriot Supply for all your preparedness needs. My Patriot Supply offers Ready Hour food, Alexa Pure water filters, and many other emergency and survival products. My Patriot Supply is an American-owned company, run by Americans producing American-made food. Emergency food from My Patriot Supply has a 25+ year shelf life. It's simple to fix and delicious to eat. With My Patriot Supply, you can sleep at ease at night knowing that you and your family have the emergency food to last through the coming times. To find out more, click on the link in the description below or go to preparewithtravis.com.